Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson,
Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
and we're going to be digging into Kinzel's classroom. So, Professor, why don't you take it away?
I sell up boys class is back in session. Man, it's been a while since I said that. Welcome
Mm-hmm.
back to another Kinzel's Classroom here on the Stock Car Spectacle. For those of you who are just tuning in now for the first time, what we do here, we just had a very exciting race at Kansas. So we're going to dive in. We're going to see who had themselves a heck of a day and who's going to be seeing me after class. Man, yeah, like I said, it's been a while since we've done this. Just have not had time to really put a rundown together. Super busy with everything, but we're gonna get we got a good one here. We had some drivers who had some good days, and we had some organizations that had some bad days that we're gonna dive into. So let's get started here. First guy on my list, guys. How about the 47 car of Ricky Stenhouse Jr.? So Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47 car. Last three races, Stenhouse Jr. has finishes of eighth, and second, and he's got another top 10 on the year. So that puts him up to four top 10s on the year. Ricky had a bad stretch of races in the past couple of months, but now just sneakily three straight top 10 finishes. So eighth place at Kansas. What do we got to say about old RSJ here?
I think
So,
that. Go ahead, Mike.
sorry. So, I just think this is kind of what the thought of what Ricky Stenhouse was supposed to be the whole time. We're finally kind of starting to see it come to fruition here a little bit. He was a guy that came into the Cup Series and they expected some big things for him over at Roush Fenway, as it was then known. And, it was just one of those where the talent was there. The decision making at times not so much. You don't get nicknames like Ricky Wreckhouse, Ricky Spinhouse, so on and so forth by being awesome with your decision making. But I think he's kind of calmed down in that respect, and now you're starting to see the fruits of that. He's looked really, really good at times this year. He's starting to show some consistency. I think the change of scenery over the 47 has been good for him too. So this is kind of who I think we all thought Ricky Stenhouse was going to be.
Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, I think I got to give Ricky Stenhouse. It's a solid A, especially for JTG Doherty Racing. I mean, we know that they haven't been one of the best teams in the world for years and years with AJ Allmendinger, and then with Ricky Stenhouse moving over, even Ryan Preece with the little stint that he was over there. But now they're a one-car team. They're just focusing on that 47. So I think it's working out well for Ricky Stenhouse right now. I mean, yeah, he's got three top tens in a row right now, and the season's just getting better. I mean, we'll see. But so far, so good. I got to give him a solid A.
Yeah,
Absolutely. So yeah, for Stenhouse, he really shot himself in the foot early in the season. He's already put himself in almost that guarantee. He's got to win to get in the playoffs here. But man, he keeps stringing off runs like that. You never know, especially with this car with the parity. We get some tracks that Ricky really likes. You just never know. I mean, hell, he was within 2 seconds of winning that race at Dover, the one that Chase Elliott won. Ricky finished second in that one. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, really interesting to see Stenhouse, see if he can keep that up. All right, Ian. Moving on. Gotta do it to you, pal.
I know.
Stewart Haas Racing, man. All right, I'm not even gonna say Stewart Haas Racing. I am putting the whole Ford camp as a whole. I think the entire Ford camp deserves a big fat stinking F here. We had zero Fords in the top 10 at Kansas on Sunday. It was the Toyota show. All six Toyotas finished in the top 10, and then you sprinkle in a couple Chevrolets. No Ford in the top 10. They didn't have themselves a day, and especially out of that Stewart House Racing camp where they had one car in the top 15, but it was not a good day to be a blue oval at Kansas on Sunday.
No, it was not. I mean, we've just seen throughout basically this whole season that Chevy and Toyota have really figured out this whole next gen car thing, and Ford is just struggling. They're the black sheep in the manufacturers right now, especially Stewart Haas Racing and Ford. Just been absolute dog shit ever since Chase Briscoe got that win at Phoenix. And Yeah, it just hasn't looked good for Ford whatsoever. They just cannot keep up with this next gen. So I don't know. We'll see. We're only mid-May right now. We're a quarter of the way through the season, so we'll see. Still a lot of time to adjust. I mean, this is the first year with the new car. I mean, teams are gonna have trouble. I mean, remember when Chevy first started doing the Camaro? They were absolute dog shit with that first year. I think it was like 2017 or 18 when they started doing the Camaro. So, yeah, I'm just got to get time to adjust.
All right, I think that we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Again, this is if we're looking at Ford as a whole. Okay, if we're going to speak just about Stewart Haas, then yes, I would agree. They've looked bad, and at points just okay. Not really a whole lot of good going on in the SHR camp. But if we're looking at Ford at a whole, again, this, in my opinion, has been one of Ryan Blaney's most consistent seasons all year. He's done everything but win. He's leading laps. He's finished in the top 5 pretty consistently. And if this was a pretty bad day, and a pretty bad day is 12th, you're probably doing okay. Joey Logano's won this year. He's looked good at times. So I don't know if we can go so far as to say that Ford as a whole has been bad on the year. At this race specifically, yes. No top 5 or top 10.
No
That's pretty
top
rough
10s,
look.
yeah.
Again, especially if we're looking at blue ovals as a whole, the Penske boys have been very good the mile and a half traditionally. To see them all out of there, I'm going to go ahead and just chalk it up to an anomaly. If it's something we keep seeing over and over, then maybe we can go ahead and say, yeah, there's something going on here. But I just don't think that's the case. I think we've seen the 12 run really well at times. I think we've seen the 22 run really well at times in the mile and a half, and just about everywhere else in between.
Right.
SHR's got its woes, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking. I'm gonna go Ford as a whole. We'll go D for me.
Yeah, because I was
That's
just
fair.
speaking of this race specifically, just because
Okay.
no Fords are in the top 10. That's why I was giving them that
Yeah.
big fat F. I wasn't speaking as a whole, but moving on, dude, I'm in a bad mood, man. Professor's in a bad mood. I gotta dial up that old 23 pit crew, man. This is all you, Mikey.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord. How much time we got?
How
I'm
much
not-
time we got?
I'm not even gonna give him a grade. I'm gonna give him a destination. It's the unemployment line, fellas. It's again, so this is one of those things where you remember the last year, the year before that, the year before that, the year before that. If it was a surprise if something bad happened on pit road. Most people on pit road would be like, oh wow. Now it's like every time you turn around, it's like, oh, you're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for a wheel to come off. You're waiting for a penalty. Everybody's teams look discombobulated, especially this 2311 team at the 23 car. They're literally all over the board. I mean, you got a driver driving in and out of the top 5 penalty, then having to battle back into the top 10 once again to finish in the top 10. We saw the stat come out. Bubba Wallace had 60 quality pass in the race. To me, that's a dubious honor. You know why? Because that means you got your ass sent to the back enough times to have 60 passes. Should have never been that way.
Yeah.
So you can't, again, we know Bubba struggled at times this year. And then the times where he's running well, shit like this happens. So you can't continue to have these kind of mistakes and be competitive. It'll never happen. That's one of the reasons they're in the 20s in points right now. They've run better than where they're at. They keep running all over their own fucking dicks. Every time you turn around, it's got to stop. Change has got to be made, because you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, shooting yourself in the foot and thinking things are going to get better. You just can't.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
Mike said.
He asked for one simple thing. He just said, let's not screw this up, guys. Yeah, they had a great run going. Yeah, the top 10. I'm sure Bubba's pissed with that run, because he knows they had a real opportunity for that organization to go 1-2 that day. Because that car was fast. He easily had a top 5 car. He proved that to us. He drove into the top 5 twice in this one. So this is just time and time again. I think Denny Hamlin, you saw it after the race, even in his interview, he was like, yeah, that pit crew, they dubbed Bubba again. So I would expect some changes to be coming to that crew even by this weekend.
It's
honestly,
gotta be, because it's happened way too many
something's got to
times.
change.
And it's not
They're
like nobody
costing
else
this guy
is making.
finishes.
Right. And it's not like nobody else is making changes. We saw changes happen in Penske. You had guys moving from the 2 to the 12, from the 21. Yeah, Blaney got what you call it? The front tire changer that's on Corey LaJoie's podcast all the time. Ryan Flores, some other people moving around within the organization to try to change some things up. I don't know if they're gonna want to do that just in that organization because Kurt's team's been money. And I don't know if you want to try to, really mess with that too much either, but something's got to be done over there. I hate calling for people's jobs. That's not my style. I don't want to overreact to any situations, but it's a consistent thing over and over again. Nobody is asking you guys to go out there and Superman these stops and have Bubba picking up 5, 6, 7 spots every single time on pit road. Just get them in, get them out safe. That's all we're asking for. It's every single time you come down pit road, you're just waiting for something bad to happen.
I'm not as nice as you are. Kick them out of the curb. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Go find you a whole new pit crew. You got it, man.
Thanks. I mean, it feels like it's almost every single race we see some kind of issue with the 23 pit crew. So at this point, someone's got to lose their job.
Well, hey, I did say unemployment line. I said I don't like calling people's jobs.
You
not
say
that I'm
unemployment
not doing
line.
Yeah.
I
didn't
Rikers
say I'm not
Island,
doing
man.
it. Oh, all right.
Oh,
whoa.
Oh, you're on fire, dude.
He's imprisoning people. Man.
That's what I'm doing.
Moving on my shit parade here of drivers who are seeing me afterwards. This one brings me so much joy to say. 31 pit crew, Justin Haley. They done it again, boys.
2 times.
2 times now that Justin Haley is going to be without his tire changer and his crew chief because they lost him another wheel. Second time in 13 races. Poor old Justin Haley killed himself another race car. I mean, come on, you did it once. We can't be doing this again, boys.
Colleague, I mean, now, I'm gonna grade Colleague in the Cup Series. It's just bad. It's terrible. I feel like it's a big stat.
Their one shining moment was when Hemrick was 7 laps down and rebounded to a top 10.
Yeah.
That was all they had this year. But no, this is what it really sucks with Justin Haley. This is his quote unquote rookie season in the Cup Series, and he's now without his crew chief for 8 races. And it's not very good for a rookie, man, and especially for Colleague. And this is their first year full time in the Cup Series, and it's just not a good look for that 31 car right now.
No.
Even a 16 car. The cars are just slow.
Noah ran up to top 20. He ran up to 18th, so I'm not mad. I'm just happy that boy finished the damn race.
Well, yeah, for Haley and his crew, man, he's the one who's biting the bullet the most here because that's crew chief for 8 races of this long season, and that's gonna come back to bite him.
Mm-hmm.
Nick, you really enjoyed that, didn't you?
I love that.
Now he's in a good mood.
I was going through my notes. I was like, oh, yep, them boys done it again. Yeah, and then finally, everybody who got passing grades for Toyota and passing grades for some of the Hendrick Chevys, but another failing grade, my last one of the day. The Goodyear tires, that left rear tire, big fat sticking up. Now you don't know if you could say it's on the crew chief or for setting those tire pressures, but come on. You knew at least every 20 or 25 laps we were getting either a yellow for someone spinning or just somebody spinning because the tires just could not last more than 25 laps. And you don't know if that's a team thing for setting the tire pressures, but still, you saw it all weekend long, even in practice. This is one of the kinks that they got to fix here is Goodyear tires because you ruined a lot of people's races. William Byron is the one that comes to mind because he was up there leading laps again. So that really sucks for him because I'm sure he was looking for a big day after what happened at Darlington a week ago. So, yeah, I got Goodyear tire. They get another F from me. But again, you don't know. Is it the crew's doing it with the tire pressures or is it the tire itself? You just don't really know.
Yeah, so to me, it's really hard for Goodyear themselves, the tire, to get the F just for that reason, like you said, Nick. Again, so here's what I'm going to go back to with this. we've seen Goodyear as the tire manufacturer for NASCAR for a long, long time now, and you've never really seen a consistent problem like this. You had, well, not saying you haven't. I mean, we have. We saw Indy the one year that was debacle, but you guys get my point. This isn't something that's a recurring thing that's been going on for years and years and years. They switched this tire. It's a new low profile tire, which is a brand new thing. Again, this could be, guys really gambling with their tire pressures, the camber at which they set the tires up. So how much contact that tire is actually making with the racing surface at points. You add all that up. I think it's hard to kind of put the blame just on one spot here. I will say if you wanted to amend that to crew chief setups and a tire performance as an F, I will be right on board with you on that though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally agree.
All right. Well, yeah, like I said, it's good to be back here in the Kinzel's classroom. So yeah, 31 boys, come on down. Every Ford driver, come on down. This is gonna be. I'm gonna have to.
You're gonna need the auditorium.
Everyone,
for this,
yeah,
boy.
everyone's going to like the gym or something like that to serve their detention because we got a lot of fail grades here. But yep, if you guys have nothing else to say, class dismiss.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure to check out our race review for Kansas. Make sure to check out our All-Star preview, and make sure to check out our newest segment that we got coming up. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinzel.
And we'll see you guys next time.